Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here. Today I'm here to talk about one of my most anticipated films of 2015. It is the Fox Blue Sky animated film, The Peanuts Movie, of course based on those legendary characters of comic strips, TV specials, and 4 animated films from the legendary Charles Schulz. That is right, I'm talking about Charlie Brown, Linus, Lucy, Schroeder, Pigpen, Peppermint Patty, Marcy, Woodstock, and of course Snoopy, and that's just to name a few of these amazing characters that so many of us have grown up with, young and old, for so many years. The more trailers I saw for this movie, the more excited I got. And I just had a feeling that this movie was going to be truly something special. This is, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best films that I have seen this year. It is in my top 5 of the year, and I think that it is the best animated film of 2015. Hear me out, everybody, because here are my reasons as to why. Number 1 is the animation. This movie has some of the most unique animation that I have ever seen ever, especially when it comes to CGI. The texture of all of the characters' hair is what blew my mind. The look of the clothing, and more importantly, the backgrounds and the perfect blend of CGI and 2D, especially when it came to showing original comic strip sketches and the movement of the eyes and the mouths and their expressions. It was as if you were watching a brand new Peanuts movie or television special. The second thing that made this movie amazing is the story and the characters themselves. These characters have been portrayed by so many young boys and girls, and this just felt like a perfect addition to the library. Each of the characters' personalities are just as you remembered them. The story is just 90 minutes of pure innocence, hope, and friendship, and believing in yourself. It is everything that I remember from Charlie Brown and the Gang. And more importantly, which is probably one of the best and most important reasons why this movie is what it is to me, this movie could have been anything. But because of the fact that Charles Schulz's son and grandson were 2 of the main people behind this project, they did everything in their power to make this film as if Charlie Brown and Snoopy and all of their friends had never changed. It was a movie that I just absolutely enjoyed watching from beginning to end. I had a smile on my face. I felt my childhood come rushing back because I grew up with these characters. I love each and every one of these characters. I loved how nothing was missed. All of the mannerisms and everything that you had seen in past renditions of these characters, the way that they all talked to each other, the fact that the usual phrases that they said were said in the movie, all of the little things that make them all special, like Linus with his blanket, and Lucy with her psychiatrist's booth, Schroeder with his piano, Pigpen with the dust around him, Sally going Big Brother or My Sweet Baboo, Snoopy with all of his hilarious quirks and everything that makes him and Woodstock this amazing duo. And there are even some very emotional parts of this movie as well that are also things that are very much found in the older Peanuts films too. The fact that they went out of their way to get recordings of Bill Melendez, who did the voices of Woodstock and Snoopy. He's no longer with us. The fact that they went that extra mile to make sure that there was not a new actor or a new voice portraying Snoopy and Woodstock, it just shows you how much effort was put into this movie. And even though there were a couple of new things that you never saw in a Peanuts movie before, the fact that they were just so subtle is what made them work so perfectly in this film. But the fact that they just did what they had to do to make this movie just as if it was Charles Schulz making this movie himself, they did it perfectly and they got everything right. And the overall reaction I saw in my theater, parents and grandparents parents bringing their young kids to see this movie, but at the same time, you saw a group of teenagers, you saw a mid-30s couple, you even saw a senior citizens couple in this theater on their own just watching this movie, because that's how important the Peanuts are. And that is why this movie struck such a positive chord with me and my fiance, who absolutely loved this movie. This is one of the best movies that I have seen this year. And I will give a shout out to my friend Rachel Wagner, who also really enjoyed this movie, because she has been doing this show called Did the Right One Win for the Academy Award for Best Animated Oscar. If this movie does not win that Oscar in the upcoming ceremonies, if it doesn't even get nominated, then I am going to say this right now: The Right One will not have won. This is one of my favorite films of the year. This is a movie that I will seriously make an effort to go see again in the theaters. This is a movie that I will probably watch 50 million times. This is a movie that I am going to own, and I am so excited to show this to so many friends, family, and somewhere down the line when I have kids of my own, I want them to see this beautiful film. The Peanuts movie is getting 4 out of 4 stars from me. I personally would love to see them make more Peanuts movies. I would actually like to see them take one of those older animated films and turn it into one of these 3D animated films, just to bring it to the big screen for newer generations to see. So that's it, everybody. I would love to see your comments on the Peanuts movie. Put them in the box below and let's have a discussion. And I would also like to know how many Easter eggs and tributes to older Peanuts comic books and television specials and full-length films that you actually spotted, because I spotted so many in this movie. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.